right, well, we got this a lot sooner than I thought we were going to. We have information, we have conversations, Dave Witt talking, Paige, inside Barstool stuff about the Internet Invitational, first one, the reaction, the Malloy, the whatever, first time they've talked about it. So we're going to watch a little bit of that. But we have Internet Invitational 2 breaking news. We have prize pool, we have participants, we have it's happening. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's conversation. Dave's talking about having it next year for sure and how big it's going to grow. And, like, this is one you want to pay attention to. So, yeah, if you like the first Internet Invitational, if you like YouTube golf, definitely watch this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right over. Now, this is going to be a clip from the Unnamed show. This has turned into a great little content hub for me. We're going to watch it, react to it. It's decently long. I think it's probably like 10 minutes. They talk first about this year's Internet Invitational and reactions. I think it's good. I think it's worth it because obviously Whitney and Dave are like two of like the least liked people in the YouTube golf world now, at least online. And so their perspective on it is very interesting. They talk about Paige, they talk about Mo, and then they get into Internet Invitational too. So let's go.
And Frankie, man, credit to him. Like, he knows he didn't play great that final round. He couldn't get off the tee, but he was in the middle of madness.
Yeah.
I mean, both of his teammates are getting accused of cheating. From the start, he's like, I'm nervous. I can't get over the nerves. I don't know what to do. And he hit that shot on 17. He hit it before any of us could get over there, if you remember that.
Yes.
You were like, shit, no, you're trying to drive the car over.
There was a lot of controversy. Was there anything you guys would do differently with the Malloy Paige, how you handled that in the moment? There's obviously
I've heard
I wouldn't have gone
things.
down and told Malloy again.
Yeah, that let him do it. I'll say this on the editing, because I've heard rumors that hasn't.
That's something a lot of people are saying for the suspicion against him is like because Ryan told him and then he was able to kind of run back up to the cart and check that. I think that caused a lot of issue. Whereas like if Ryan hadn't told him and they had just gone and checked his rangefinder, then obviously you would have just got the truth. You would have just got the answer right away. So.
Someone said to me, like, we gave bad edit. That edit was exactly what happened. There was no there was no embellishment, no trying to make people look bad, no like we did this for ratings. We edited that as though you were there. Like, that is how it felt and went down. I still, on the page.
I agree with that. I think it very much felt like I was there watching it. Like, I think it felt very raw. Like, it was edited well sequentially, but jumping back and forth from mic to mic, but all those things were happening like in real time, and it did just kind of feel like you were there. And I've never thought they were like going over the top to try to add in stuff. Like even in Luke's situation, like I saw that comment a lot too, that Barstool went too far in on it. I think that was more about maybe the social clips that they ended up posting, because the actual like chain of events and the way it went down in the long form edit, it's like they just showed everyone's take on it, and that's obviously interesting content. I don't think it was like over edited, but you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Brendan Jones just went on Foreplay. I think they posted it this morning. He's a producer of Foreplay, obviously, but he went on their podcast to talk about editing this thing. So if you're interested in that side of it, like editing production, there's like a whole episode. I haven't watched it yet, but there's a whole episode on it. So go check it out.
Age thing, I don't understand that one. I've said it because I don't know how she thought she was going to get away with it if she thought she was cheating, but I don't know how she knows she couldn't do it. Like, there's a million people around. You're not going to get away with that. So,
yeah, I honestly don't think getting farther away from it, I don't think she thought she was going to get away with anything. Like, I think she honestly was just like, she was doing it. I don't know, maybe because it was kind of behind the cart and she kind of did it quick, that maybe she thought she could do it before like cameras arrived. Because it was really, I think it was like a cart cam that caught her or something. But because like the other argument makes zero sense either. Like zero sense that I didn't know that you weren't allowed to do it. Like that makes zero sense because D1 golf, like professional golf, you know you're not allowed to do that in golf. You have to. I can't imagine. Again, I don't know, but I'm guessing you can't not know you can't do that. But maybe she meant I didn't know I couldn't do that in this event because it's a YouTube golf video. And in YouTube golf videos, maybe that's like par for the course, even though it kind of isn't. But anyways, I actually reached out to Paige. I've had like decent back and forth with her throughout this whole thing. And so I reached out to her this morning. And I just basically invited her on. I don't know if she's going to take me up on it. I don't know if she has any interest in talking about it. She hasn't posted anything since the event, but obviously that'd be a big video. So I reached out to her and at least have her on to tell her side of the story. Again, I don't know what she's gonna do with me. I don't know if she's gonna do it with someone else. I don't know if she's gonna do it on the her own socials. But whatever she does, I will definitely share with you guys. But anyway, just wanted to fill you in on that. So we'll see what happens there.
So I don't know
not
what
to
happened.
mention, like before the round, there's a clip of Dalkey asking. I think he's asking Peter Finch, like, "Hey, watch." He's saying, "Watch Malossi." So they knew. I had heard. I said this on Chicklets. No, Malossi is like known as a loose with the rules guy. Like it was going around the tournament.
I've learned this since this event. Like I've talked about this before. I made a video about this like a little while ago that I've started watching more Good this year because Brad and Sean are like the focus of it. And like I watch when they have pro golfers on. I watch when they are playing like more serious type golf stuff. I've never watched really like the non-pro stuff. So like, and typically I find like when Sean isn't in it, a Malossi or someone like that's in it. So like, I really haven't watched Malossi on Good like at all. So I don't know any of the like lore behind Malossi and Good, but like it is kind of funny because hang on, listen to them and then I'll get this.
And I never know the comments. I mean, obviously, if you're like threatening people's kids or whatever, that's out of this world. I also don't know how. I don't want to say anyone's embellishing it, but I have a pretty significant.
Oh, you're doing what Kirk does.
What? I just don't.
Saying somebody's embellishing.
Who's attacking someone's kid over golf? That's so insane.
Have you seen how crazy some of these YouTube golf fans are? They hate me and you. If we're a part of the next tournament,
They really hate you. They really hate you.
They really hate me, but I think you're like right there, buddy. You're like right under my wing of hatred from the YouTube golf.
So funny. I'm curious, like comment down below. How many of you guys actually hate? Because like, I know like a lot of the core audience of some of these creators like Luke and whatever, like definitely came at, especially Wit for how he handled the whole thing. I'm just curious because like, I feel like you guys, my audience is like a core of the YouTube golf audience. Like you're the ones that love it so much that you want to talk about it and you want to hear me talk about it. And like you or at least you find entertainment in me talking about it, whatever it is. But like, you're definitely you have, a lot of enjoyment that comes from watching YouTube golf. You probably watch multiple hours of YouTube golf a week. You're a big golfer yourself. Comment down below. Like, let's get a ton of comments on this one just because I'm genuinely curious. Like, do you think Wit and Port suck? Do you hate them? Or do you think what they did was like just entertaining and good for content? And like, you may not like have done the same thing yourself, but like, do you want them banned from the next tournament? Or do you think like them being there actually like makes it so much better and they need to be at the next one? I'm like really curious to hear what you guys have to say. Comment down below.
Golf community. But Malossi, well, Paige hasn't said anything yet. So that's like, I think it's kind of like, hey, you might just want to say something here. Because we did a sandbagger with her that's coming out soon. It was awesome. She was great. Like, I don't know.
He also was really fucking good the whole tournament.
She's unbelievable.
The moment, and you were there for it, right? So I've explained this moment, but after her incident, like she's at her golf cart and she's upset. The Malossi thing happens like 5 seconds after the Paige incident. I'm up on a hill and this is the thing. I don't know why people get mad at me. Like people are just shoveling information at me. I actually said, it's like, I don't even want to be the official anymore. Like I like arguing. I don't like this pressure of what to do. But so
I will be interested to see how they evolve that in the next one. Cause it's like, yeah, Dave put himself in this role and Dave knows nothing about golf. Like not like the true rules of golf. He didn't know how to check the rangefinder for slope. He didn't even know what slope was at first. He like, he wanted to be like the orchestrator of chaos with this, where he could like make rulings, but like I think maybe next year like he'll do the same thing, but he'll actually have like a couple of real rules officials that like follow him around and that like they can almost like, you know how they go to like video review in the NFL? Like these refs can be like the like upstairs video review that can like whisper into Dave's ear, and then Dave can make a decision that like both he understands what the rule should be and then can make a decision about what he wants the rule to be to like affect potential chaos or whatever. So I do think though, like if that is a whole nother conversation we'll get to in a second with the second invitational, I'm curious to see how many creators want to do it again, though, knowing that it's more of a reality show vibe than it is a serious tournament. And there's a chance you can get, like, I don't want to say cheated out of the money, but, like, if Dave did make a ruling that, like, wasn't real, like, sort of like the Luke situation, like an arbitrary just kind of made it up, and that, like, takes you out of the tournament, there's going to be a lot of upset people. So, anyways, it'll be interesting to see how they kind of, like, affect that for the next one, especially with what they're going to talk about coming in the next one. Like, it's crazy town, and I think any creator is going to have a hard time saying no to being a part of it, even if they maybe don't agree with certain things. But anyway, let's go. Keep going.
So the first incident happens, and people are coming up being like, they didn't say Malloy. They go, the other team, someone's using a rangefinder. It help you. It's the other team. Someone's using a rangefinder. I'm with Whitney at that point. That's when Whitney runs down, but I don't even know who they're talking about. There's just a cart in front of me, and it's Frankie and Paige's cart. So I'm like, all right, what's a rangefinder? How do I check? And I like put my hand in like the cookie jar almost, and I have a rangefinder like in my hand, and I'm almost looking at it like that scene in Zoolander when they're trying to get the information out of the computer. They don't know how to open it. I'm just like, all right, what do I do with this? Because I don't even know. And as I'm looking at it, Paige comes storming up the hill. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, did you have your slope on? Like, and she's like, again, you're accusing me of cheating again. I'm like, I honestly don't even know who they're talking about.
I did feel bad for Paige in that specific moment because I'm like, oh man, this girl's going through it. Like, you could tell she was so upset because either I want to lean towards she didn't get caught cheating in the previous thing. She just genuinely didn't realize she couldn't do that. But that's also so hard to believe. So, like, whatever, I'm going to leave that alone. But she's distraught about the whole thing, like, so distraught. And then she wakes up and hits with that. And, like, nobody thought Paige was using slope on a rangefinder. But then she's like, are you also accusing me of this? And, like, clearly very upset about, like, how the court of public opinion was going to take all this. And, I mean, I feel bad for her, but boy, is funny looking at.
And they're like, it's Malloy. So that's when Whitney sprinted to Malloy. I just kind of put like the thing, I'm like, I'm sorry. So I think that made it worse for Paige. She thought everybody was on her the entire time. Like, she saw us looking at footage. We're looking at Malloy. Like, in the scheme of the tournament, the Paige incident is pretty quickly
they lost the hole.
Right.
They lost the hole.
Yes. So it moved on.
It was like an old guy who's just drunk as a skunk, and his wife's like, go to bed, and then he's sneaking back in the kitchen for one more beer, and he opens the fridge and she's right there. That was like Paige catching you.
You texted, it's like if Khaleesi walked in on somebody fucking with her like dragon eggs. Like, she was like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't even know.
You had Whit walk up to Borelli being like, is your slope on? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
He's like, what are you
so
talking
rattled.
about? I'm trying to play golf. And then I said, Malloy, is your slope on? And he was like, buddy, I'll say, you know what? There's a lot of comments like nobody knows if it was on but him. I agree. But that thing was on. I mean, when I said to him, is your slope on? He's like, no. Like, everything. And then I also said on Chicklets, the next hole, he's like, my ball moved as he's about to putt. It was like the classic
overcompensation.
And there was a lot earlier that came out.
I mean, like, no one in this tournament that got caught in controversy did themselves any favors. Like, Luke reacted horribly, made people hate him, and made people think he was just an asshole. Then, then Paige gets caught cheating, quote unquote, allegedly, right after giving Francis this speech about not understanding, and now that's how you can tell you haven't played competitive golf. And then her defense of it is not like, oh, hand up. It's, I didn't know that was a rule. Crazy defense given the circumstance. And then Mo gets accused of the slope thing for the 40th time, grabs his rangefinder, does some fidgeting with it before handing it over instead of just leaving it there. Then also the ball thing that Ryan's talking about, he was kind of like it. I get it, because these were all like YouTube golfers that aren't used to being in this like Barstool reality universe, but like, golly, I don't think you could write them a worse way to handle each situation independently, and they all just happened together. And it was, I mean, obviously made for entertaining chaos, but just wild.
Out the day before, someone said, listen, if he had it on that par 3, that's a gigantic advantage.
That's when Mika, I say that. That's where he was like, dude, your slope's on.
Yeah.
And then Malloy, yeah, it's just like, that guy, he was so guilty acting. Like he was just, and then they got the God looking down on you and him.
I also will say, oh my goodness, it was so good. Last night I saw them post on, I think it was Malosi's story and like Good. They did like a live auction on What's Not or something for like a bunch of gear, and you know, Good has sales going on right now, I think for Black Friday. And Malosi signed his range. He had put hashtag Mo on his Rangefinder cover and then signed it and then sold the Rangefinder at auction. So it's like Mo's doing the right thing. Like I've had DMs with Mo. He's like, I think he's handling this like an absolute champ. Like he's okay. Like he's moving on. He's making fun of it. I think the good crowd's going to start to kind of flip back and like support him again. Like, you know, he's doing all the right stuff. So as much as he messed up in the moment, he's doing all the right stuff. Paige, I don't know. She's not really part of like the YouTube. Like she doesn't need to be posting on. She doesn't post YouTube golf videos, or if she does, they're not like her main thing. So like she doesn't really like her like ghosting and going silent, not coming out and talking about this is like, I don't know, I guess it's like maybe an okay strategy for her, but like for Malosi that'd be a horrible strategy because like this guy needs to be able to keep posting. It's his entire job. So anyways, I think it's interesting to see how everyone's handling it.
Him on the green.
Somebody said Malloy would be a good Barstool guy. They're like, he cheated, he's dishonest, but he stood in the pocket and took it like all the hours. Like, so
I've seen good people, and they've kind of talked about it. No one has said there's no way Malloy would do this.
Yeah.
I did think that's funny. Like literally everyone who's commented on him from Good has kind of been like, like he might have done it. Like I think Garrett at one point in the first podcast said something like, you know, I'm leaning towards that he had slope on, which is like crazy. But apparently, again, it's because of all this prior stuff with Good that I, you know, didn't see or haven't seen about Mo potentially, like, you know, bending rules a little bit. I mean, he obviously had those instances in the event, in the Internet Invitational earlier on, where he definitely had a little bit of that. So, anyway.
A couple of them have said, like, he'll do anything to win. Like, okay.
That's like you know, that's their crew. That's like us being like Jersey Jerry would. That's possible.
Yeah, 100%. And we'd be like, he has, Jersey Jerry has the slope on. Like, Jersey Jerry's having, like, other people take shots for him when you're
Jersey Jerry has 13 club that,
balls. Like... Yeah, he's got 13 balls in his pocket. Jersey Jerry, like, yes. Now, the difference is Jersey Jerry would, like, probably say it, like, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall, what, 20 million views just on YouTube?
Yeah, we're at 23 million views on YouTube. There's like 350 million social views across the Barstool channels.
Dave, so is this more like every other year, let it grow? I heard a great...
No, every year.
Yeah, you invited Caitlin Clark, right? Are you already putting a
every
crew together?
Year, huh?
Yeah, every year. I'd like to, I don't know what'll get there. I'd like to do a 10 million pool next year.
All right, so there's two big ones. Caitlin Clark, crazy. We're going to get to that in a second. He talks more about that. $10 million pool. Now, I said this at the end of the first one. I was like, it was $1 million pool. It got up to 1.7. $1 million was like what Dave put up as his own money, and then sponsorship and whatever brought it up to 1.7. I said this next one. This one was such a proof of concept. It did so well. I think part of the reason they went live in the last event is like brands right now love live stuff. So they wanted to have some proof of concept for that. I said I thought this next one might get up to like $2, $3, $4, $5 million. Dave just threw out $10 million. And what that tells me is that there is no YouTube golfer that's going to say no to this. Because like, if you watch what happened with Brad, like Brad just showed up. He's a YouTube golfer. He's still relatively new to the space. Like, yeah, he's a member of Good, but like, I don't think before this Brad was like rich. Like, I don't think he had it like that, you know? I don't know. I'm just guessing. He's not a founding member of Good. I don't assume he has like equity in the company. I don't know. I don't know anything. This is pure speculation. But like, I don't think Brad Dahlke was like rich. Brad Dahlke this year is rich. Like, he's made over $500,000. That makes you rich, like in 1 year. Like, obviously it should continue for that. But I think from this, I've said this, I think Brad Dahlke just earned Golden Boy status. I think Brad Dahlke can take the baton from Grant if he wants. Like, if Brad Dahlke really, really went in on his own personal channel, he could just make all Grant's videos, and I think he could get more views right now than Grant, which is crazy if he made the exact same videos. Like, if Brad Dahlke posted a 1v1 against Scottie Scheffler, I think it might get more views than Grant's 1v1 versus Scottie Scheffler. Which is crazy to say, but Brad Dahlke's just hot in the streets right now. So my point is that Brad Dahlke is going to continue on from this. He made a ton of money this year. He won the Creator Classic. He won the Internet Invitational. The Good posted a thing about how much money he made, whatever. His own personal channel is blowing up. That's going to make him more money, et cetera, et cetera. So creators seeing that and then being like, the opportunity is 10x next year. Like, instead of winning your share of $1 million and winning 333,000, you're going to win potentially your share of $10 million, which is 3.3 million. So like a Brad Dalkey, like a me, can you imagine? Like, I get invited. I'm not going to get invited to this thing, but I get invited to this next Internet Invitational, and I go up and I just win $3.3 million. Like, it could happen. Like, the format is such that, like, you don't have to be the best golfer there. Like, Beef and Francis, like, they were not the best golfers there, not even close, and they won their share of $1 million. They won $333,000, and next year it'll be 3.3. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think any golfer is saying, YouTube golfer is saying no to this. Like, you go, you be part of this thing that could potentially make you a superstar more than you already are. It could also lead to some controversy. That's definitely what's going to scare people off. But, like, I still think that it's going to be hard for them to say no, especially knowing the numbers this thing, like, nothing's ever going to be bigger than this. Like, I'll say that right now. Nothing is ever going to be bigger than this. Grant can't host an event bigger than this. Brian Rose can't host an event bigger than this. Rick Shields can't host an event bigger than this. Nobody will be able to host an event bigger than the Internet Invitational. The Internet Invitational is going to be the biggest thing forever, like, as long as they keep doing it. And a $10 million prize pool is, like, absolutely guaranteeing that. And so it's just like, everyone's going to go. Everyone's going to go. And the names are talking about throwing out. Now, I will say, they throw out, I'm just going to say it because whatever. They throw out Caitlin Clark and Kai Trump as two people that are going. Superstars, obviously. Big pull, big pull, big pull. But if they move too far in that direction, if they just turn this thing into like a superstar shootout, which already exists, there's already that tournament that Steph Curry won that has a bunch of celebrities. Like, if they just turn this into like a celebrity event, they're going to lose the YouTube golf audience. Like, it is so core to this event that, like, the Brian Bros are there, that Grant is there, that Good's there, that, you know, all these people are, Luke Kwan's there again. Like, it's so core to this event that all of the actual YouTube golf players are there, because the YouTube golf audience is what made this. Like, this, there's a reason why outside of YouTube golf, the viewership numbers aren't what's inside of YouTube golf. Like, you can have a professional entity, like, I don't know who puts on that tournament that Stephen Curry plays in, but it's on like national TV. Guarantee you it got less total views by a long shot than what the Internet Invitational. So, like, you need the YouTube golfers there, and if you go too far celebrity, you won't be the biggest event anymore. But if the Internet Invitational, which it's partly owned by Bob and Bob Does Sports, so you have to think that they know this, but, like, if they keep the creators involved and at the center of this, and then they just build out, like, if you have the exact same cast, like Dave says in a second, you think they're going to 64 people. If you have the exact same cast that you had this year, and then you add Caitlin Clark, Kai Trump, whoever else, like these big, massive celebrities, that only makes it bigger. But if you add them by removing YouTube golfers, it can hurt it. So, I don't know. Hope someone's listening and hears that and heeds that. I think most people inside that are YouTube golf adjacent, like Brendan Jones and Bob Does Sports, would know that and would be arguing for that. But if they ever need proof or, like, backup of that, just play this video to whoever's not believing you. I promise you, you need that to happen.
Yeah, see, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get money, sponsors, all this stuff. We proved it. Year two, you really prove it, and then you got something. I've invited two people so far. They both said yes. I don't know how serious the yeses are. Caitlin said yes. Kaya Trump said yes. Those are my two that I've asked. Whether push comes to shove and those two are available and do it, who knows?
Somebody said you could even make more content with, like, a play-in where you get you get 10 people, top two get in, and then you got that video or two videos.
Yep.
How cool would that be for the outskirts, like the people who just didn't make it? Like, I'm assuming like a Ben Haddon or, like, I don't know who else is, like, kind of popular that didn't get invited into this thing. I don't know. I can't. He's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. But, like, people like him, like, just not enough clout to get into this. They get to go into a play-in situation where they're like 18 holes, like 1 round, 18 holes, stroke play to get into the event or something like that. Like, that'd be really, really cool. Have a bunch of juice. Like, there's so many ways they can build it. They talk about how they filmed each individual match that they're going to release throughout the year from the first one. That'll, like, keep the channel alive and going. But I don't know. People will, like, watch those, I think, but those won't do nearly as well. And, like, I personally don't care about seeing that. Like, I know the total outcome of the event, and what made it interesting for me was, like, the total stakes of the entirety of the event. So, it's going to be a once-a-year show, but, like, the Masters is a once-a-year show, and it's the biggest thing ever. Like, the Masters doesn't need to put out content all throughout the year. Like, I don't think I think if they didn't touch this thing until next year and then put out Internet Invitational 2, it would still be the biggest thing on the internet ever. Like I don't even think they need to remind people about this. Like people will remember. This is burned in people's brains. This was the biggest thing ever. I think it's almost like, leave the sanctity of it alone. But anyway.
But every year, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard to beat this one. I mean, just saying no slope for no reason and then that happening, it's like the deal with the devil. It's unbelievable.
All right. Well, I think it's very, very entertaining to watch everything fall out from this. But the more exciting part is not even just the entertainment value that this year brought, but it's the promise of what next year brought. And I think that conversation that Whit and Dave are having is very interesting because it obviously is like, oh, okay, we have something from, last year that, happened. And honestly, it does feel like a little bit of like a, divine intervention that all of these things fell into place the way they did. And will they be able to have that again? Like, definitely not the same thing, but like, I just think when you put all these people together from all these different walks of life with all these different opinions and personalities and whatever, and you put all this money on the line and you have an agent of chaos like Dave at the top, kind of like puppet mastering the whole thing, like these sort of situations will just naturally unfold. Like none of this was scripted, none of this meant to happen, and it all worked out and made this incredible event. So, yeah, it's just cool. I'm very excited. But anyway, I just want to share all that with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye.